Pas de soleil, 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 pas de soleil.
Yo, what's up ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Ndifon Ntui, and on this channel I make sewing tutorials. I post new videos on Wednesdays and on Saturday, so please make sure to check back on those days in order to watch new content. If you like the video, please push like my videos. If you enjoy the videos, it really helps me out. Thank you so much for all your support in the past, and thank you for watching the video now. If you're a beginner or if you're a person who wants to push up on your skill, I offer online courses. I'll be showing a demo on how to make a jumpsuit. If you're interested, please send a Telegram message number that you can see on the screen. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely day. Bye bye. Alright, you're welcome to today's video. We're going to work on the dress that you've seen on the thumbnail. Thank you for watching. If you end up liking the video, please be sure to give the video a like, as that helps the channel out. So to begin, I have 3 yards of fabric for this dress. 3 yards of fabric. The length, the width of the length of the fabric is 60 inches. All right. So what I'm going to do is the 3 yards. The length of the dress, first of all, from the off-shoulder area all the way down to the end is 55 inches. When I fold my fabric into 2 places like I have done, alright, when I fold it into half like I have done, I end up having 57 inches as my as the length of my dress. I'm going to use the 60 inches as the top part over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is fold it into 2 pieces, and then I'm going to divide it from that end straight down. Alright, so we can work with 1 piece. Okay, so now I have divided the 3 yards that we have into 2 separate pieces, 1.5 for one side and 1.5 on this side. Next thing I'm going to do is I want you to fold so that we know the midpoint of our 60 inches, because remember I told you the width of the fabric is, the length of the fabric is 60 inches. So I want you to fold it into an equal half like this, and I'm going to iron it from here all the way. Try and make sure that you fold it on where you have the length of the fabric. That's the 60 inches for the length of the fabric. That's where you should fold it on. So let me iron this. Alright, so after ironing the fabric, you can see that we have a crease line in the center. This line is the middle. This is where I would place all my horizontal measurements from. The first horizontal measurements I would place is the off-shoulder measurement. Now the off-shoulder measurement is 41 inches. You need to take the distance around the person's off-shoulder. 41 inches divided by 2 is 20.5. So I'm going to bend 20.5 in half. Alright, and then when I've bent it in half, I'm going to make a mark on my tape. So you see where I have this visible mark here, I'm going to take that and I'm going to place it on the line that we just iron. Alright, and I'm going to mark the beginning of my tape, and I'm going to make a mark at 20.5. Make sure not to do this with permanent marker. If you are making this for your clients, make sure to do this with chalk, so that once you wash it, it falls off. Alright, but I hope that the 2 points I have marked are coming through on camera. Now the next place we need to mark is we need to know where the bust is. Alright, so now for the off shoulder, what I'm throwing away at the top is 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is this: you're going to throw away 4 inches at the top, and then you're going to make a mark at wherever your under bust length is. Alright, so for me, my under bust length is 14 inches. 14 inches minus 4, 10. That's where my bust measurement would fall across. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to find my half cut measurement. Your half cut measurement is going to sit at 6 inches after your bust where your bust falls. So from the bust, count 6, 10 plus 6, 16. That's where the hip, that's where the you will need this point to help you find your hip. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come from this point here, that's the 16 that we have, and you're going to take your find your hip. So from this point here, distance from this 16 inches that we have to your hip is 9 inches. So I'm going to come to 9 and I'm going to make a mark. Now this is where I'm going to place my hip measurements. Alright, so I hope that is clear. Alright, now that we have all these points, the next thing is to place our points across. So the first one we're going to place is the bust measurement. Now the bust measurement that we're working with is 36 inches. You're going to divide 36 inches into 2. 36 inches plus divided by 2, we have 18. 18 divided by 2, we have 9 inches. After you have divided it and you found your 9, what you're going to do is you're going to place your 9 on the bust, okay? And you're going to come a bit after, 1 inch after where you have the 9. So you see this, 1 inch after where you have the 9, you're going to make a mark. See that? And then 1 inch after where you have 18, you're going to make a mark. So we're giving a little room. The next thing I'm going to place is I'm going to do the same thing at this point. So this point that we came, remember here we came 9 inches after the 16, that's the half cut measurement. At this area here, that is the hip, we are going to place the hip measurement. So the hip is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. The middle of 20 is 10. So if we bend 20, we have 10. Do the same thing. Place 10 down here. Come 1 inch after, make a mark. Come 1 inch after here. That 1 inch after 20, make a mark at this point. Alright? And then I want you to just draw a line connecting both of them together loosely. So remember this point here is still going to come in play later on, okay? So please do not misplace this your 16. This 16 is very important. It's not 16 for everybody. If you have an underbust length of 16, because this person has an underbust length of 14, that's why our bust is at 10. If you have an underbust length of 16, this point is going to be 2 inches after your underbust length. That will be 18, okay? And your bust point will not be 10, your bust point will be 12. I hope that is clear. Let's head over to the sewing machine so that we can start piecing all of this together. Alright, so at this point I'm going to use cotton bias to finish all the edges except the edge that I intend to make the hem at the bottom. Alright, so on the side and at the top I'm going to use bias to finish my edges. I'm starting from the wrong side and turning to the correct side, that is the front side. So this is cotton bias, it comes pre-folded. Just simply spread it flat. Come to make sure you start from the wrong side so that by the time we are done the black shows on the beautiful front that we have. Alright, so just simply open this up. You're going to see the point there that has been folded. Stitch on the point that has been folded from here all the way down, and we'll turn it to the front. But let me start from here and go all the way down. Alright, so after you have finished the 3 corners, that's the side, the top, and the other side with bias, on the parts that you intend to use as the hem, that's the bottom part that will touch the floor, you can still use the bias on it if you want. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to simply fold ½ inch twice. Okay, I'm going to fold ½ inch twice and hem it from here all the way down. So alright, so after you've hemmed both sides of the bottom, the next thing you want to do is to join the front and the back together. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for where you marked the off shoulder points. Okay, so you can see we mark the off shoulder points here, and we mark the off shoulder points over here as well. So you see that? So you're going to take the 2 sides, okay, make sure that you align them at the edge like I'm doing here, okay. align them at the edge over here, and then you look for the points. Okay, so I've gotten there. I'm now going to stitch here down to hold it in place. Alright, so after you have stitched both sides of the shoulder, okay, with that, just those 2 stitches, you have created space for the person's off shoulder. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to locate where you made the point, this point. See this bust point here? I'm going to come 1 inch after here, and I'm going to stitch from here, following this line all the way down. But please take note of where you have this half cut. That's where I had my 16. Make sure you make a mark at that point on both sides, so that after you stitch across, you know exactly where it is. Okay, just stitch across, mark across it like that. Just use a chalk, don't use a permanent marker. Alright, so that, because that will stay there forever. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this guy flat. Make sure that both sides of the edges, this side of the body, is on the same level. Make sure that the side is on the same level when you are doing this. So you're going to come under here, then you're going to locate where the hole started from, okay, where your bust line, where you marked your bust line. You're going to open it up like this. Look at it here, okay, look at it here. So I'm going to come 1 inch after and put my finger there, pick this one up, place it there. I'm now going to stitch from here all the way down, following that line that I drew. That's this line over here. Okay, I'm going to check when I make a stitch. I'm going to lift up the fabric and check to make sure that I'm on the right track. And then I'm going to go straight down. I'll do the same thing on the other side as well. Okay, so after we have stitched from the opening that we created for the arm, for the hand, from here all the way down, the next thing is to cut 2 pieces of 3-inch elastic that will attach to the inside, so that it drags the under bust area in. Okay, so do you remember where we marked that 16 inches? It might not be 16 for you, like I've explained before. You're going to take this piece and we're going to attach it to that piece. So whatever I do on one side is the same thing I will do on this other side. So remember, 3-inch piece, you're going to open this up, you're going to locate where you made that mark. Okay, now you can see, look at it here, that's that green mark I told you to mark across. You're going to open it up, make sure that there's no fabric under it, everything is smooth, and you place it on your sewing machine, the green part. Okay, so you can see this. You're going to keep it flat like so. Okay, you're going to take one side of your elastic and come right to the edge. Make sure it's not climbing the line that you would have there. Right on the edge, you're going to make a stitch to hold it down. Alright, and then you're going to pull it forward. So you see this, you're going to basically drag it as far as it can go, and then you drop it. When you drop it, you see what has happened. You see what I just did there. You're going to keep here flat first of all, drag the elastic, drop it down, let it take whatever fabric it wants to take inside, and when you have done that, stitch the front here. Make sure to use a color at the thread that's coming from under. Make sure to put a color that would match with the color of the fabric on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to stitch here, do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so after this I am done with this stitch. Alright, so after this you're basically done. Just repeat the same step on the other side. If you've watched this far, thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side and I will be done. No need to film that. I will see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.